So, my XRP friends out there, welcome to our, weekly Friday update. At the moment, XRP is trading here at $2.11. And what can I say? We've had yet another failed breakout. You can see it here, last night. Things went sharply down, of course because of the Israel and Iran news. As a result, we got our next sell-off. At least from a daily perspective, this doesn't look particularly good. And it's really not the first time this has happened. A few weeks ago, we already talked about how on May 8th we had our breakout, then moved upward, but the golden pocket wasn't reached. Then it went back down again, back into a trend channel, once again forming a kind of falling wedge. Again, the breakout happened almost exactly a week ago, which we talked about right here with this bullish divergence. We moved upward and bounced off the resistance. To find out what happens next, make sure to check out today's update video. We'll take a look at what options are available now, of course. What does the volume tell us? What is the market telling us right now? And what should we be paying especially close attention to? So make sure to stick around until the end. But before we get started, as always, please give the video a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and of course, feel free to join the free Telegram Talk and Signal group. If you're interested in updates, news, and signals, definitely join us there. You can find the link for that for free down in the video description, and if you're still looking for an exchange where you can trade, buy, or do anything else with XRP, feel free to sign up with my partner exchange, BingX. The link for that is also down in the video description. Plus, by doing so, you're supporting the channel, or me, really. So, XRP is currently at $2.11. You can see here, this was our resistance zone that we marked last week, right here at $2.33. Yeah, not really all that great. We didn't even get there. This purple line is the 200-day SMA on the daily chart. We didn't even reach that point to test our resistance. That means we haven't formed a higher high again. After our breakout, where we also didn't form a higher high, but instead got rejected here, we crashed down. We tried once more, at least, to fill this small downward move here. But that didn't happen either, and now it's heading down again. If we look at the FIB level, not even the 0.5 was reached here. Still, you have to say there's always hope, depending on how this day ends here. That's exactly what really matters right now. If we get a close below, let's say, this zone of $2.09, that really wouldn't be good, because that was our last low point. There we still had that wick, but the candle close is what matters. If we get a wick or, more importantly, a close below that, our trend line would also break, and then we probably have to be prepared that we've reached this turnaround point. Maybe there will be a brief recovery, only to continue selling off here in the area of 188 or even 180. I wouldn't expect it to go much lower for now, because the market just isn't supporting that at the moment. You have to be fair about that. So, the market isn't really all that bearish right now. Especially with XRP, we've been in a huge accumulation phase for weeks, or even months now. So, we don't need to paint a doomsday scenario here, that much is absolutely clear. Still, what I keep seeing is, oh yeah, we have a head and shoulders chart pattern here. But that's not really the case, because we're coming out of a sideways phase. Patterns like that are, in the end, trend reversal patterns. And since we've actually been, let's be honest, ever since our all-time high, well, not all-time high, but our top at $3.40, in a downward movement or rather a huge accumulation phase, we just need to draw this box upwards here. This is our accumulation zone, marked by the lower edge of this green box, and we're in a sideways phase. Not in a pump phase. It doesn't look like that at all, even if we've pumped up 66% from our lows to here. Wow, Chainlink did that in a week, last week or the week before. So for me, this is absolutely a sideways phase, nothing more, nothing less. Let's take a look at the smaller time frames, that is, the 4-hour time frame. 4 hours doesn't look too bad at all. At least our trend line that's drawn here has only wicked downwards a bit. Everything's still within the green zone, but now the 4-hour candle is already trying to break downward again. At the moment, the support is still holding, so everything's fine. Still, what's more important to me is the daily close. You have to say, if we look at the last few days and check the percentage from our top area down, at one point it dropped by 11%. At this point, we're still down by almost 9.5%, or rather, that's how much XRP has lost. It's not really dramatic yet, you have to say. We could also handle a brief wick below this level during the day, and then possibly see a recovery to the upside. That would at least probably give us a smaller bullish divergence in the chart as well. That wouldn't be the worst thing. Still, we have to be prepared for anything. If we break downwards, there will probably be a small recovery again. I would probably see that more likely here in this area between $2.22 up to $2.25. That's where the golden pocket is. If we encounter resistance here or get clearly rejected, we have to be prepared for the possibility that it could drop further toward around 188, 190. But it's very, very likely that we'll break out to the upside. Then we'll have, once again, and hopefully for the very last time, the chance to break through the $2.34 mark to the upside with a 4-hour close at a higher high, so that we can really test the rally toward $2.70, meaning our overarching target of $2.70 to $2.80, which we've had in mind for quite a while now. Otherwise, as I said, the XRP chart hasn't really been much use for weeks and months, not particularly bullish, not particularly bearish, just a huge accumulation phase. Other than that, there's really not much to talk about at the moment. Still, let's quickly touch on the funding rates again, just for the sake of completeness. What do they look like? They're also generally in the negative. I'm paying a bit more attention to them again right now, because as you can see, there have always been phases, like after the sell-offs, where they were significantly negative before returning to normal levels for days or even weeks, and that's where we are at the moment. So, the funding rates are currently negative. That means there's a lot of counterpressure from shorting in a move that wasn't particularly strong to begin with. This could give us some upward momentum here, at least up to our $2.22, $2.25. If we break above that, okay, bullish. If we break down below here, then okay, bearish. Those are the two options. I really wouldn't do anything more here at the moment. Feel free to share your opinion in the comments below. What do you currently think about XRP, or are you not holding any at all anymore? Have you already sold everything? Go ahead and write it down below, and otherwise, I'd say that's it from my side. Thank you for listening. We'll hear from each other again either tomorrow with a regular video, or next Friday as usual with another XRP video. Until then, bye-bye, and as always, stay crypto.